What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you guys are here. Welcome to another video. Guys, listen up. If you're new to this channel, if you're new to the strategy, if you're new to the strat, you're struggling with trading, struggling with the strat, this channel is going to change the way that you trade in the stock market. We're going to help you guys out. We're going to make you consistent. We're going to make you profitable. But the first thing I need you to do is go down below, click that subscribe button, and then hit that bell. That bell gives you the notifications for when I send out videos just like this one every single day. Okay? If you are on Twitter, I am also there. You can find me at Mr. Clark Griswold. So if you have questions, comments, you can DM me there. You can tweet at me. I send out tweets throughout the day. I also do the same thing in my Discord. So you can go down in the link in the description below. There's a link there for the Discord. You can go in there. You can talk all day about trades, what setups there are, what setups you're taking, profit, loss, all kinds of other things. And then everything that I offer you guys that's free or fee-based can be found in that Discord, okay? So everything you need is in there. So I send out videos like this for you guys every day for free. I've got 300 plus videos available on this channel for you guys to learn how to trade the strat, how to learn to trade profitably, how to learn to trade consistently. And that's why I have this stuff here for you guys. And I just want to see you guys be successful and see you guys be green. There are a couple things I want to talk about before we get started. Number one, the screen that you see on your screen is TradingView. Okay, so TradingView is a charting platform. I use that to chart all my trades. If you guys have never used TradingView, you're looking for something like this to chart your trades, well then you can go down in the description below. There's a link there for TradingView. That link will give you a free 30-day trial to their subscription-based services, free for 30 days. And then if you decide to use it, you'll get up to $30 off of the subscription of your choice, okay? Up to $30. So go check that out if you've never used TradingView before and you're looking for something to use or a new platform, you can get it there. The second thing I want to talk about, guys, is are the ads. So I know the ads suck. Nobody likes watching them. Those ads are put there by the advertisers, and it pays to keep this stuff free for you guys. It pays to keep the videos free for you guys. So the one thing I ask in return for me putting in the work to put out these videos for you guys is to let those ads roll through. Go get a drink, go get a snack, come back, and let those ads roll through. And then as we go through this video, we're going to talk about some other things, the indicator, etc., etc. But like I said, let those ads roll through, keep the money in your pockets, let the advertisers pay for your education. All right, my family, let's get started on this watch list. We're going to start off with NEO here, not because there is an actionable signal on NEO, but because we are at the bottom of a broadening formation. You can see we've gone from higher highs to higher highs, and this broadening formation has just been drawn from lower lows to lower lows. And we've got highs to lows to highs to lows. We've come back up. Can you draw another broadening formation there? You can. Okay, so it would just be from here. So the reason we draw it there, guys, is, I mean, you can draw it there if you want, but that's the next highest high before it becomes not a broadening formation, okay? So that's why we draw it there. And so even this one, higher high to a lower low to a higher high, down to a lower low. So now I'm not saying that this doesn't have a continuation to the downside, but there's a very strong possibility. There's earnings tomorrow morning, and there's a very strong possibility that we trend back up to the top of a broadening formation, despite the time frame continuity being all red. Now, let me make something clear here. This bar right here is the daily bar from Tuesday, okay, the first day of trading this week. Now, if we trend above, like if we trigger above this line, then that changes our hourly, our daily, and our weekly to green, okay? Because this bar essentially represents the day and the week so far, okay? So if we trend up, the day and the week, and of course the hourly will all be green. So when I day trade, I look for that hourly and that daily for sure to be in the same color category, and then I like to see the weekly most times, but it doesn't have to be. And then basically the week and everything to the right of it, the month, quarterly, and the yearly, anytime that those are the same color as the hourly and the daily, that's just a bigger bonus, meaning that there's a higher probability that the trade will work out in our favor, okay? So that's NEO. You can look for NEO to trend up. We can take calls at $17.81. SPY, there is no play. I took a trade on SPY today. I was in it for, you can check the tweets and the Discord. I was in this trade for about 8 minutes, and I did 27%. So it doesn't take long to get in these trades and get out and make your money and get out, guys. Like 27% on a $1,000 trade is $270. Okay, now if you don't have $1,000 to trade, that's fine. But $100, it's 27. On 200, it's 54. So $54 for someone who's just trading part-time, that's a really, really good trade. And I don't want you guys to focus on the dollar values. I want you to focus on the percentages, okay? And not meaning like I need to hit 20 or 30 or 40 or 50% in a day, but I would rather you guys look at the percentages rather than the dollar values. Because there's one trader, he's got like, he traded with like it was 140 grand I think he was trading with, and he ended up making 7 grand, and he was yipping and yeehawing. He's got a ton of followers, which is great. But don't get fooled by that 7 grand, because that 7 grand was, whatever it was, I did the calculations, it was like 7 or 8% or 10%. So yes, he's making $7,000 or whatever it was, $10,000 on the trade, but I think it was 10 grand that he made. He's only making 8%. Okay, and I shouldn't say only, because that's 8% is fine. Take your profits. But what I really, really want to hammer home to you guys is that don't concentrate on these dollar value figures that these guys are giving out, that they're making $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 on a trade. I want you guys really to focus on that percentage. And if you're making 10, 15, 20% on a trade, that's a great trade. People don't make that in a year on their accounts. Now, I'm not saying you're trading your whole account. I'm just using it as an example. 10% on one trade is really, really great. Okay? So SPY, again, there's no actionable signal on SPY here. I'm just going to look for a continuation back to the downside. This quarterly is inside. So if we go to the quarterly chart and look at it, we are stuck inside on that quarterly for a while, but we are closer to going 2 down than we are to 2 up. Okay, so I will be watching SPY, no doubt, tomorrow, just because I like to trade it. And if this hour, day, and this week are all red, and this month stays red, then I'm looking for reversals back into that time frame continuity, okay? Now let's get on to the meat and potatoes of this list. These are the actual plays that have actual setups. Okay, so EW has an inside bar. My longtime followers, my friends, my family, you guys know all about inside bars, why I like to trade them, and how they work. For those of you that don't know about the inside bars and you're new to this channel, okay, so the inside bars, guys, they're painted yellow because of the Griswold Strat indicator. And I think I said before, like, you find that indicator down below. You can find it in the Discord. Everything I have to offer is in the Discord. But when you get that Griswold Strat indicator, it paints the bars yellow for you guys. So when you see these yellow bars, I want you guys to think of a spring becoming loaded and tightened. And this is basically a consolidation bar. It's a 1 bar in the Strat or an inside bar. Okay? And it shows consolidation. So when we see these inside bars, we're looking for that thing to get ready to explode. Just like if you were loading a spring and you let it go, you would expect that spring to jump off in one direction or the other. And we can go look at past inside bars and see how they've reacted. A big run up. Okay, this one gapped down and then ran the other way. This one gapped up, but a 2-day run. Okay, this was another gap up. This one didn't work, and I'm glad this one didn't work, because I like to show you guys that not every trade works. Okay, you're never going to be right 100% of the time. If you are right 30% of the time and you trade the strat, you will win at this strategy. 30, 40, 50%. Keep your losses small and your wins will outweigh those tiny losses. Here's another one, okay? Inside bar and a nice break to the upside. So inside bars, probabilities of them working out are really, really high, and that's why I like playing them. They're easy to spot. They're easy to see. You can play both directions, but you want to try and play with time frame continuity, okay? So EW calls at 89.73, puts at 88.24. No matter which way this thing goes, if it goes to the downside, we are full time frame to the downside. Okay, if it trends up, we've got the hourly, the daily, and the weekly all green. So either way, we can play this inside bar. Okay, next up is American Airlines. AAL is the ticker symbol. We had a 2 down that finished green. We can call that a hammer candle. We've got this time frame continuity all to the upside currently. So we can look for calls on this at $13.22. Tesla Maesla TSLA, that's Tesla 2 down, hammer candle finishing green. We're going to look for calls on Tesla at 275.78. The premiums are higher on this one, guys. I want to warn you on that. So if you're looking to play Tesla and you have a small account, you're probably not going to be able to do it. IWM, I don't believe should be on here. But while we do have it on here, a lot of the setups look like this, guys. These 2 downs that are red. And we're going to look likely tomorrow. I'm going to say we're probably going to have a lot of downward continuation tomorrow. Now, we might gap down and trend back up, and it might be a green bar, but we are going to be trending down here. So a lot of the plays, if you click on almost any ticker, you're going to see these red bars like this. So look for a continuation to the downside on most plays on Wednesday. JP Morgan. This one I'm also going to take off the list. But again, we have a hammer candle. It's red, but the market sentiment is bearish. So I'm not looking for any bullish movements tomorrow, really, unless we see it on this actionable signal. So Pfizer is another one. If we go look at Pfizer on this 3-month setup, you're going to see this trend up, and now we're on the way back down. Okay, you can see how that runs. Okay, so let's go back into the daily chart. We've got an inside bar on Pfizer. Okay, we're already 2 down on the quarterly. So we can look for calls on this one at 46.44. And if we get it, the first 4 on our time frame are all green. But if we trend to the downside, okay, this is our monthly trigger right here. So we can trigger the month and we can be fully red to the downside, full time frame continuity to the downside with puts at 45.53. XLV, healthcare fund, inside bar, shooter candle or inverse hammer, puts at 124.73. That's the one we're looking for the most. You can take calls at 126.68. And if we hit it, then again, the first 4 are all green, pointing to the upward direction. BIDU, okay, BIDU, the reason I have this one on here is because of this weekly setup that I gave you guys on the videos from yesterday. Inside bar on the weekly, we're sitting inside bar currently on this week, full time frame to the downside, and we are about to trigger 2 down on the week, okay? So, if we trigger 2 down on the day, we are triggering 2 down on the week. So domino effect, and we'll look for BIDU to continue downwards on Wednesday. 3-1 setup, guys. Outside bar, inside bar. Another Griswold Strat indicator highlights these 3-1 setups with this yellow here. Okay, it gives you this yellow highlight over them for you to pick them off a little easier. So calls at 33.97, puts at 32.08. If we take the puts, we are full red to the downside. Time frame continuity. If we go back and look, this past 3-1 setup had a outside bar. This 3-1 setup was a really good trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 straight, 13 straight days of a downward trend. And then the last 3-1 before that turned into a double inside bar and a nice little run to the upside on the 3-1 setups. Coca-Cola, ticker symbol KO. 3-1 setup as well. Here was our last 3-1 setup here, and we had a nice trend up. If we zoom out, we see the broadening formation, guys. Okay, highs to the lows to the highs, come back up to the highs and down and tag the lows. And this one here, so this must be, this broadening formation is drawn on a different time frame, but it still fits So we're lower lows. Actually, it's not. Right there. Lower low to a lower low. That's where it was drawn. Okay, and we've come straight across, and we've hit the low here, back to a high, and then tag that thing to a T. Okay, just off, realistically. Okay, so we're 60.87 versus 60.90. So three pennies away. We've got the 3-1 setup, bottom of a broadening formation. I'll be interested to see how Coke plays out. Are we going to take these puts at $60.99, or are we going to run up back to the top of the broadening formation with calls at $61.97? Lululemon, high premiums on this one. Inside bar setup. Full time frame outside of the year to the upside. So calls at 328.63, puts at 312.27. We'll move into Roblox, RBLX. 2 down, finish green. We have a hammer candle. So we're going to look for this to trend back to the upside. We can look for calls at $38.11 and push this thing back up. Starbucks has a 2 down that finished green. That is a fat hammer candle. Great time frame continuity right here outside of the year. So we'll look for calls on this one at $84.62. The post market, you can see, is sitting right at the high of this candle. We'll see how it opens up on Wednesday morning. Space, SPCE, that's Virgin Galactic, inside bar. Time frame continuity looks good to the upside. We can look for calls on this thing at 588 or puts. The puts put the hourly, the daily, and the weekly to the downside. And you can take that trigger at $5.70. XEL. XEL has an inside bar. Okay, XL Energy puts at 72.24 is what I would be looking at, as the calls are far ways up, but 75.75 would be your trigger for the calls. XLU, Utilities ETF through Spider, inside bar, inverse hammer, shooter candle, whatever you want to call it, puts at 74.61 and calls at 75.84. I would be looking for puts for sure on XLU. Not saying that that's what's going to happen, but that's what I would be looking for. And then GM, General Motors, has this inside bar as well, calls at 39.47 or puts at 38.41. Now, again, if we trend up, we've got nice time frame continuity to the upside across the board outside of the year, or we can look for puts. I think I said puts. Calls at 39.47 or puts to the downside would give us the hourly, the daily, and the weekly all red, and we can take those puts at 38.41. Guys, if you like this video, then make sure you're clicking that like button, and comment down below if you have any questions. Follow me on Twitter, and I will tell you this: if you watch this video and you learn something, at the end of this video there is a playlist, a learning tools playlist. It'll go through everything in the Strat. So I need you guys to click on that so you guys are fully aware and fully equipped to trade the Strat, the strategy created by Rob Black. Okay, this thing changed my life. It changed my trading trajectory, and I hope it does the same thing for you. So again, follow me on Twitter, subscribe down below, get in on that Discord. Let's learn and earn together. Good luck trading on Wednesday, hump day, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.